Welcome back to Living Passionately with Pat Brown. It's always a pleasure to come before you to speak to you about things that might uplift you or that you can share with somebody. I always enjoy bringing an inspirational message to you. And today I hope that you find this message inspiring or even thought-provoking, or if it's not for yourself, you can share it with someone. Today I'm going to speak to you about embracing your loneliness. Being alone is a word that a lot of us do not like to face, or sometimes we are in denial about it. Sometimes we like to say that we don't feel lonely. I'm good all by myself. I feel great. I don't ever feel lonely. But if you are a person with feelings, I believe, and also someone that desires companionship or company, enjoying spending time with people, and I'm not talking being in a relationship or marriage or anything like that. There are plenty of people who are married and feel lonely. I am talking about people that live alone, that experience that loneliness, that sometimes it can become overwhelming when you have those feelings of just being by yourself. Who do you turn to if you need something or if you became ill? And especially for those of us that are aging, when you are in your 20s and 30s, and even for some in their 40s, being alone, they don't even have time to stop and think about being alone. And there are some older people that are so busy that they don't even have time to stop and think about being alone, or it doesn't bother them, maybe sometimes until they just sit and have a few moments to themselves. But I'm talking about the reality of when you open that door and you come into your beautiful furniture or the beauty of your home, and you wish that you had someone to sit maybe and have a glass of wine and just talk about your day, or even if it's in a gathering with people or a family, or if you have children, young children, that you can say, how was your day today, and talk about life and things in general. But this message is for those of us that experience loneliness, that have those uncomfortable conversations, sometimes by yourself, or sometimes you don't even want to admit that you feel lonely when you are single, because sometimes it's almost, for some people, like a crime to admit that you feel lonely. There's nothing wrong with it. You're a human. You have feelings. Okay, so no need to feel embarrassed or to think that you are alone. You're the only person that's going through this. You're not. There are plenty of us that experience loneliness, and this is one of those topics that might be uncomfortable for most. But I'm going to share with you a few things that you can do to help you deal with the loneliness, and I can share these because I've had those experiences, and there are some things that I've done or that I'm still doing to help me to manage those feelings of feeling alone. And one of the first things is that sometimes the feeling of loneliness can be overwhelming. Sometimes it can be burdensome. And I want you to know that you do not have to carry those feelings or burdens by yourself. Make sure that you have a friend or a circle that you can share what you are going through with, that you can be honest and be yourself about the things that you're feeling. Or if you have a brother or sister that you can confide in about the things that you are going through with your singleness. Don't be ashamed about it, and don't be afraid to talk about it. There must be someone that you can speak to about what you're feeling and what you're going through. One very important thing to remember is that at a certain age, or at any age, your health is now your wealth, okay? So you want to make sure that you are managing your health properly, that you're doing things, getting in some walking, exercising, or something like that on a daily basis, that you're eating nutritious food that's good for your body. Things that, sometimes we all slip and might have those feel good or comfort foods that are not good for us, but be very mindful of yourself. And I was speaking from experience, because there are times that I have experienced loneliness and found pleasure in food, and that did not do me any good. Like right now I'm fighting off the extra, I don't want to say pounds, but I guess that's it, that I've gained from that, because sometimes you eat out of boredom, and then that creates problems for you, and we don't want to create health problems on top of feeling loneliness and things like that, because then some things that might lead to depression and other illnesses that you really don't want to deal with, things that you can avoid. So be very mindful of your health. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself while you might be going through your lonely season. And it's only a season. You can correct it. You do not have to be in this world by yourself. There is someone like you that enjoy doing the things that you do. If it's reading the book, if it's cutting the grass, whatever it might be, there is someone like you that you can share what you can share with, or that you can talk to. So do not be an island, in other words. Okay, no man is an island. We all need someone by our side. And another thing that we do with managing loneliness is to buy things that we really do not need. Have you done that? Have you ever gone shopping out of boredom? Oh, I don't feel like going home, or let me treat myself to something. I've done that so many times, and then you end up just swiping that card, and then what happens 30 days later? You are faced with a burden of debt that you have to try to manage and get rid of. So be mindful of your spending habits when you're having those feelings of loneliness, and how to combat your loneliness. Material things lose their meaning after some time, but memories always stay with you. Think about things that you can do to build memories that you enjoy. Go to a park and take some wonderful pictures. Go on a trip. And I can assure you that if you go on a trip by yourself, you're going to meet other people that might be on a trip by themselves that are doing fun things that you can join in with. Or go on a trip with you where you're going to meet someone, whether it's someone, a family, or someone traveling by themselves. You will be someone that you can enjoy and spend time with. Make great memories that you can reflect on. Sometimes I go through my pictures and I look at vacations from 10 years ago, and I can smile because I had a wonderful time. And looking back at those trips bring me joy. Looking back at times with my family brings me joy. And I can look at those memories that were made. So make sure that every day that you get up, know that it's a blessing, and be very mindful of how you're spending your day, the times or people that you're spending your time with, because every minute of the day you're creating experiences, in other words, and you want to make sure that they're pleasurable, okay? That you can look back at them and reflect and know that you had a great time. Remember that true happiness comes from within. You have to be happy on the inside to really show it on the outside and to share it with others. If you are not happy within, it's going to be very hard to share it with someone else. And sometimes you might pretend to be happy, but eventually it is going to show. True happiness is developed from within yourself. No one can make you happy. Always remember that you are responsible for your happiness. As a single person, or anyone really, you want to make sure that you're building valuable relationships. You want to make sure that you can apologize when you're wrong. Say you're sorry or that you were wrong. Accept apologies and learn to forgive. Remember that forgiveness is for you. Sometimes it is difficult. I have been there. Believe you me when I say I have been there and struggled with forgiving, and sometimes still do. But there's nothing like having that peace within you to live in your best life. You don't want anyone to steal your happiness, and you don't want anyone to live in your head rent free. It is not worth it. Always remember that every day is a gift. Make sure that you're adding value to your life every day. Make sure that you're living your best life. If you have something to share with someone in need, do it, because you deserve your peace. Let go of anger, let go of pain, let go of regrets. Live a life more meaningful. Do what you need to do to live in peace. And you will be surprised that those feelings of loneliness, they start to disappear, because you're living your best life. You're feeling joyful on the inside, and it will dissipate those feelings of loneliness. I promise you. Remember to live passionately. Take care of yourself. Do good to you and do good to others. We are living in some very different times. This is the end of February, and it feels as though we have gone through half the year already. Every day is going by so quickly. There's so much that's happening around us. So don't create malice or anger or things that doesn't make any sense for yourself or for anyone else. Live your best life. Be authentic and be true to yourself. And once again, share in the comments what you're doing if you're dealing with loneliness to make you feel better and to live your best life. Thank you for watching Living Passionately with Pat Brown. Until next time, take care.